Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In the history of civilization, there are moments when knowledge does not simply advance, it transforms how humanity understands reality itself, moments when the rules of thought are rewritten, when superstition collapses, when observation replaces assumption, when truth is no longer inherited but tested. The modern scientific method did not begin in Europe. It did not begin with Galileo. It did not begin with Newton. It began in the Muslim world in a dark room in Cairo, with a prisoner pretending to be insane, watching light pass through a hole in the wall. This is the story of Ibn al-Haytham, the father of optics, the architect of experimental science, and the man who taught humanity how to see. Before Ibn al-Haytham, vision was a mystery. The Greeks believed the eye emitted rays, that sight worked like a flashlight, projecting outward to touch objects. Others believed objects released physical forms that entered the eye. No one could explain why we cannot see in the dark, why staring at the sun causes pain, why images invert in mirrors, why perspective exists, why light behaves the way it does. Philosophy debated, theology speculated, but no one tested until Ibn al-Haytham, born in Basra in 965 CE, during the height of the Abbasid Golden Age. Ibn al-Haytham was trained in theology, administration, and mathematics, but he noticed something strange. Religious scholars fought over doctrine. Philosophers argued endlessly, yet mathematicians agreed. Numbers did not lie. Geometry did not contradict. Experiments did not deceive. So he made a radical decision. He abandoned inherited authority and committed himself to objective truth. As he later wrote, the seeker after truth is not one who studies the writings of the ancients and puts his trust in them, but the one who questions them and submits only to proof. This mindset would change civilization. Ibn al-Haytham's reputation reached Egypt. The Fatimid Caliph al-Hakim summoned him to Cairo after hearing he could regulate the flooding of the Nile. When Ibn al-Haytham arrived, he surveyed the river and realized the project was impossible. To admit failure was death, so he did the unthinkable. He pretended to be insane. Islamic law protected the mentally ill. Al-Hakim spared his life, but placed him under house arrest for 10 years, locked inside a dark room with nothing but light, dust, and silence. And that is when history changed. In that prison, Ibn al-Haytham conducted the most important experiments of the medieval world. He pierced a small hole in his wall. Sunlight entered. The outside world appeared upside down. The first true camera obscura. He proved light travels in straight lines. Images are projections of rays. Vision is caused by light entering the eye. The eye does not emit rays, it receives them. He dismantled Greek optics and built modern optics. This became his masterpiece, Kitab al-Manazir, the book of optics, 7 volumes that created geometrical optics, experimental physics, scientific psychology, visual perception theory. It would be Europe's main optics textbook for 600 years. But Ibn al-Haytham's greatest achievement was not optics, it was method. He invented itibar, controlled experimentation, his process: observe nature, form a hypothesis, design an experiment, isolate variables, test physically, verify mathematically, reject authority without proof. This is the modern scientific method. 6 centuries before Bacon, 7 centuries before Galileo, science was born in a Muslim prison. Ibn al-Haytham described the eye as a physical device, cornea lens, optic nerve light refraction image formation. He explained perspective, binocular vision, visual illusion, depth perception, psychological perception. He distinguished between sensation, what the eye sees, perception, what the brain understands. He even solved the moon illusion, proving it is a psychological effect, not atmospheric. Modern neuroscience still agrees. He solved complex reflection geometry, now known as al-Haytham's a problem that challenged mathematicians for 600 years. He measured atmospheric refraction, he calculated the height of the atmosphere, he discovered light slows in dense materials, he developed precursors to calculus, Newton owned his books, Kepler built on his optics, Leonardo studied his diagrams. Europe did not invent science, it inherited it. His works were translated into Latin as De Aspectibus. They shaped Roger Bacon, Vitello, John Peacham, Renaissance perspective, early photography, modern physics. Every camera traces back to his prison wall. Every telescope traces back to his optics. Every lab traces back to his method. The scientific revolution began in Islam. Ibn al-Haytham did not just change science, he changed how humanity searches for truth. He taught the world that belief is not enough, authority is not enough, tradition is not enough, truth must be tested, knowledge must be pursued, and ignorance must be challenged. The Islamic Golden Age did not rise by conquest, it rose by curiosity, and today, as the Muslim world scrolls while others build, his legacy waits to be reclaimed. The House of Wisdom is not a memory, it is a responsibility. And the next Golden Age will not be inherited, it will be engineered. Until the next episode, may Allah increase us in knowledge, wisdom, and vision. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.